Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and I'm in a super good mood today. As you can see, I got a haircut, and this awesome guy at the barbershop today, he paid for my haircut. I don't know who he is. I found out his name was John. I held the door for him, and I let him cut in front of me to sign his name to get his haircut done first. And he was so nice, he actually paid for my haircut, and all I had to do was pay the tip. So shout out to John wherever you are. I know you're not watching this video, but again, thanks for the haircut, and just shout out to all great people out there that do good deeds for people that they don't even know. Just good manners goes a long way in this world, and everybody helping each other, doing their part in society makes this world a better place. And I really thank all you people that do good deeds for people that just you stumble upon. I really thank you guys, and I shout out to all of you guys because you guys make this world a lot better place to live in. Anyways, today I know I promised in my last free digital comic review that I would do my videos starting for this video. It'd start today on Mondays. I'm actually gonna do that again Thursday for this final week because I wanted to make this video that I've had on my mind for a good while now. Just wanted to really rack myself up and prepare myself for this video. And this is this video I'm gonna actually be sending as a video response to pretty much all the YouTubers in the comics community that I watch. I'll be sending this video in a video response because I also want to get other people in the comic book community to make this same video for them. And this is my comic story. This is how I got into comics, when I got into comics, and how the comics community has treated me when I started making videos, all that kind of stuff. And I just really, this is kind of, it's a personal video that I kind of want other comic reviewers, just other people in the comic book community here in YouTube, kind of want them to share their comic story as well. And if they've mentioned it here or there in one of their previous videos, that's fine. You don't have to do this, but I definitely like it if everybody did one. Even if you've mentioned it before, if you want to make a formal video of it, just dedicate it to your comic story. I'd really appreciate it. And I just want to use this as a tool to, bond the comic community a little better, even closer than we already are. And, just to get to know one another a lot better. And so anyways, my comic story starts when I was really young. I would probably say I was maybe 6 or 7 years old when I got my first comic. And I don't even know which issue it was, but it was an issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. And I've always been a Spider-Man fan from the moment I've seen Spider-Man in my life. The earliest memory I have of Spider-Man was I used to have these on my 4th birthday. I got these Spider-Man and Venom toys that is kind of like there's a trigger that you could put on the back of them. There was they had this back piece that you put this trigger on each of them, and you would click the trigger and they'd throw punches at each other, kind of like those toys that the boxing toys that they punch each other and one of them gets knocked, their head gets knocked really high. It's kind of like that, but without the ring and without the head going up. So it's kind of like manual, but it was really fun. That's my first introduction to Spider-Man and Venom that I can remember, at least. And so I've always loved Spider-Man, so I found a comic book shop. I stumbled upon it when I was very young in where I used to live in Cape Coral, Florida. And me and my brother, we each got one comic book because we didn't know anything about it. So I got some issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. All I saw was Spider-Man, and I bought it. And my brother got an issue of Ultimate X-Men, and we just read it over and over again. We read our comics over and over until, you know, we were little kids and irresponsible with comics, so they eventually got torn to pieces. And after that, I'd never really touched a comic or even really thought about comics in, you know, in the buying sense for a while, for years after that. But in the meantime, during those years that I hadn't really thought about buying comics, I've always loved the idea of comics. I've always loved writing and just comics in general, so, and drawing as well. So, I used to make comic books when I was a kid. This is still around the same age, maybe a little bit older. I always loved drawing, like I said, and so I used to make a bunch of these, and a lot of them have been lost over the years, but I actually still have 2 of them, and one of them is actually finished. And I even made this fake comic book publishing name, this brand name. I called it Comics Home, and here's the back of one of them. As you can see, I even drew the logo, and I, you know, wrote comics with the X and home, and there was a tree house and like one of those tire swings hanging from a tree. So it was a kind of, you know, little kid idea. And I have 2 comics here, unrelated to each other. And the first one here is The Bombers, The Kenjin Story, Chaos War 3. I specifically remember never writing Chaos War 1 or 2. So I kind of just jumped to 3. And I'm a young kid, but like these are kind of mature. I mean, they're crude and they're badly drawn and all this kind of stuff, but you can see, you know, this is how I used to draw before I got serious into it. And you know, I was really into like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that, so that's where I really got my inspiration for my drawings and all that kind of stuff. And this one's not even close to finish at all. This is like 3 pages, and I didn't understand the concept of word balloons back then, so I kind of wrote everything at the top, even dialogue and everything, so it's kind of like a picture book, but a badly written picture book, because I don't understand who's talking when, and the drawings are, you know, bad, but it was still just a thing I used to love to do when I was a kid. And this one I actually did finish an issue of, and I've read it again, and I don't understand what I'm reading, but it's just so funny to look back to this thing from my past. And this is The Adventures of Soapman and Soapboy, issue 1. And it's just ridiculous. I even ran out of space when I was spelling adventures, and I put the S right here at the end instead of erasing everything. So, you know, that's just the kind of cheesiness that I put. And I didn't even write and, I just made a plus sign. And as you can see, Soapman and Soapboy. And just like going through here, it's just so bad. One of the villains, as you can see right here, he's got a D on his chest. His name was Dirtio, because you got Soapman and Soapboy, so you need to have something dirty. So I called him Dirtio, and it's just ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And but I love it so much. So I really hope nothing bad happens to any of those 2, because that's a really good child memory of mine. Then a couple years later, maybe 2, 3, possibly 4 years later, I stumbled upon that comic book store again. And I'm even older now, and I'm really into Star Wars at this time, but I still don't know anything about comic books. So I actually bought 2 of these, or not 2 of the same issue, but I don't know what happened to the other one. I didn't know that you couldn't just jump on at any point, so I definitely remember getting issues 3 or 4 and 4 or 4 of this, and never getting 1 or 2. and this is Star Wars. This was a Dark Horse limited series, just a mini series actually, of 4. And this is Star Wars General Grievous. This is the 4th issue of 4. So if I read this, I'm not gonna know anything that's happening, but I still have it somehow. So, you know, just still having this in my possession, this is really nice to still own. Not in good condition at all, but well, it's in all right condition. It's not too bad. The cover's a little, or the spine's a little ripped up. The cover's a little faded, but the inside is pretty good actually. This was written by Chuck Dixon and pencils by Rick Leonardi. So if you guys know who that is or who they are, and if they do good work, definitely you guys can comment on that. But I read these final 2 issues of this this miniseries. Didn't understand what I was reading, but I read it over and over again, like I always do with comics. I just read them over and over again. And that was pretty much it for that. Then I lost it for a while. For more than a year, I couldn't find it. So I just thought they had gotten thrown away. I recently found that issue. I don't know what happened to the 3rd one. But then when I got into 7th grade, I think it was. This was either 6th or 7th grade. I started talking with one of my friends who had a comic collection, or at least his dad did. And I was like, well, you know, why don't you, if you guys don't use those comics and you guys don't have any need for them, why don't you send some to me? And he didn't really send a pile or anything like that, but he did send me one, and I've always kept this. I thought it was going to be valuable, honestly. I thought I was going to be like, save this, and I'll make a bunch of money once this is, you know, valuable. Of course, I didn't know. But this is, I want to say this is issue 700 of Superman in Action Comics, The Fall of Metropolis. And I'll just show you guys right here. You guys have probably seen this. This is from 1994. I've seen this in one of my comic shops selling for like $1.75. So at no point is this ever going to be, you know, that ticket to you know, just to paradise. I'm never going to sell this for, you know, like thousands of dollars. It's just not like that. And it's not even, somebody wrote on it on the cover, so, you know, this is not going to get me much money. But it is part of my comic history, and I've actually never read it in full. I've tried a couple times, but Superman is just not my character. It's in pretty good condition, though. So, besides the writing on the cover, there's nothing wrong with it, honestly. So, I could keep that here with me. And then, after that, that was 6th or 7th grade, just comics were out for me. Not that I didn't love them, not that I wasn't interested in them, but there wasn't a comic shop, that comic shop in my city closed down. There's only one that I knew of at the time. It closed down, and that was it pretty much. Then I just relied on, you know, the comics movies and TV, all that kind of stuff. But that was it. And, you know, I just went on with my life, doing my thing. And then the Avengers came out, and I was so excited about it. And there's a comic book store by the movie theaters that I go to now in Brandon, Florida. There's a comic book store next to it, and when me and my girlfriend went to watch the Avengers, she really wanted to go into the comic book store. And I was like, yeah, we will after the movie. And it was closed after the movie, so I was like, you know what? I'll take you tomorrow. Or I'll take you the next day, or whatever. Whenever I said, I think it was I'd take you in 2 days, because I had to do something that next day. I'll take you in 2 days to that comic book store. So I was just looking up online comic book stores in Tampa, Florida, and Brandon, Florida, and I found out that there was another comic book store, Read More Comics, which I go to now, very close to this one by the movie theaters, and it was a lot bigger. So I was like, let's go to this one instead. And my girlfriend was all for it. And from that point on, I got the first 4 issues of Avengers vs. X-Men. I got the 0 issue and then the first 3 of the main book. And she got a Deadpool trade, I think it was. She got Deadpool Corpse. And so, or Core, not Corpse. And then we just started reading them. We really enjoyed each of our things that we got. She liked hers. I absolutely loved mine. And so I can say that I was one of those people that got dragged into comics for the long haul by the Avengers movie. She didn't. She's, she reads comics on and off. If I recommend something highly to her, like Deadpool, because she loves Deadpool, but she's not really into comics themselves. But me, I got sucked in big time into comics after that movie, and just I went on a crusade to learn everything about comics that I could, and so I found reviews on YouTube. Then ifanboy.com. I watched almost every single one of their videos on their website multiple times. And looking up on Google, just characters, things I should know, things in history that I should know, just anything that came to mind about comics, I wanted to know. I started drawing superheroes to the point where I could finally learn the Marvel way of drawing, shown by Stan Lee, and I think it was Sal Buscema on that video, how to draw the Marvel way. Did that, now that's how I started learning how to draw the way I do. And so all this stuff was getting in line, and I've been so grateful for comics and the comic community, just giving me a source of entertainment outside of TV and all that other kind of stuff. Just sitting down and reading, to the point where I mustered up the courage to actually make my YouTube channel in which I talk. I have a YouTube channel under my name where I play guitar. I make guitar videos. I haven't made one of those in a long time. But I mustered up the courage to make blogging videos, reviewing videos where I talk, and I started that in August. And I've got 71 videos on my channel now. This is my 72nd video. And, I don't have too many subscribers, but I definitely love talking to every one of them that comments on my videos. I love messaging you guys and commenting on your videos and just talking about comics, whenever I can, because it doesn't seem like there's too many people around me that really love comics like I do. And so talking to you guys over YouTube, comment section, video responses, whatever, it really is a great outlet for me to get all this excitement out, because nobody else wants to hear about it besides me, and then you guys watching from your computer screens, commenting on my videos and stuff. And that's all that really matters to me, is just talking to people that are much more educated than I am. Again, I started reading comics last May. Coming in on almost a year now reading comics, and it seems like it's gone so fast. This collection, though small, has grown in size quite a bit, and just expanding even more and more every week. I expand on my collection to the point where I can collect back issues of Daredevil, key issues of Daredevil, and have some kind of historical value to it. But before my camera cuts off, I just want to ask you guys, please make one of these videos. I'd very much appreciate it from you guys, and I love making videos here on YouTube about comics. And I'm Wellington, signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown, and I'll see you guys next time.